Good morning, DIS 6th graders. This is Mr. Wallbillig coming at you from Delano Intermediate School with another episode of Dub's Daily Delano Announcements. Today is May 27th, 2020, Distance Learning Day 39. A few announcements this morning before we get started. There are only 3 episodes left of 3DA. That means Friday is going to be our season finale. Please keep checking your emails this week and checking Google Classroom for any late work you may have. Also, be sure you get your friends' contact information somehow, some way, so that you can remain in touch with them over the summer. Unfortunately, we will not have yearbook signing, so they can write their number in the yearbook, like you do. Although probably these days you probably just take your cell phones out and just add the numbers. I sounded really old when I said that. Yikes. Let's move to the forecast here. Lisa. Will it rain cats and dogs?
Good morning, everybody. Lisa here with your weather forecast. The clouds are going to clear this morning and we're going to have a beautiful day with a high temperature near 80 degrees. So make sure you get outside and enjoy the beautiful day. So there were a lot of worms out here this morning, which I don't really like worms. Maybe you do, but I'm not a huge fan. But I thought I would do a worm joke in honor of all the worms that are out here. So, what is smarter than a talking worm? A spelling bee.
Thank you for that forecast and weather joke, Lisa. 6th grade birthdays today. We have a 6th grade birthday, Hannah. Happy birthday to Hannah. Did you know that if you spell her name forward and backwards, it is the exact same? She loves that joke. Our quote of the day comes from Mrs. Palmer. It is not Palmer's Trump. It is just Mrs. Palmer's quote. So, what do you have for us?
Hey there. Mr. Wallbillig asked that I give you what I thought was my favorite quote. I'm happy to do that for him. My quote is by a guy named J.R.R. Tolkien, and the quote has to do with goal setting and how do you get from one place in your life to another place in your life. And the quote goes like this: how do you move on? You move on when your heart finally understands that there is no turning back. So whatever that goal might be that you want to achieve, it might be doing better in school, it might be a relationship with somebody, it might be in a sport, but you make those goals when your heart, not your head, but your heart finally understands that there's no turning back, that this is something you want so bad that you are willing to work really, really hard for it. And that's just so important when it comes to goal setting. So when your heart finally understands that you will work hard, you will ask for help, and it's something that nobody's gonna thwart you, nobody's gonna get in the way of you achieving whatever goal it is, whether it be in work or school or in how you treat other people or the words you use. It's a goal that's so important to you that it's now in your heart. It's something you feel in your gut, and you are just going to work until you make it happen for you, for yourself, because you are so worth it. You are such a great person. You are so worth every single opportunity that comes your way. Don't sell yourself out. Believe in it with your heart and go after it. And because you do that, you will have a much, much happier life. And I want you to be so happy. I want you to feel fulfilled. So take care. Love you much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mrs. Palmer, for that quote. I 100% agree. 6th graders, you are worth it. Do not sell yourself short. We are going to end today's show a little differently than usual. I did not sleep very well last night, trying to figure out the best thing to say and the best way to go about this. I even wrote down a kind of a speech or something, but that has not gone well, all of the takes that I've tried to talk about it. So I'm going to kind of go off script a little bit, or at least not follow it exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to discuss what happened to George Floyd in Minneapolis. I'm obviously not going to show the video, And if you haven't seen it, maybe have your parents watch it first before you watch it. But I do think it needs to be discussed. I'm not pretending to know all the facts about the situation. And that's not really who I am to really jump to conclusions one side versus the other. I'm usually someone that believes there are two sides to every story, and we need to make sure that we're listening to both sides. However, what happened to George Floyd is unacceptable. Yes, he resisted being arrested. He resisted being put in the squad car. That's a fact many people know. However, what happened after that is inexcusable. Another black man was murdered by the police. Now, he was not murdered by the entire police department. A few officers did not do their job the way they should have. Many, many, many police officers do their job very, very well, and I am super appreciative of what they do. I think the part that bothers me is I don't know how I can help personally in this situation. I'm a white male. I have never been treated differently for the color of my skin. But black people are. Side note, it is okay to say black and call someone black. You don't call me German American or European American. I'm white. They're not African American, they're black. It's okay to say that. Anyway, I don't know what it feels like to be treated differently for the color of my skin. I don't know what it feels like to be treated differently because I am male. Females are treated differently. We talked about this in life skills. Females are paid less money for doing the same job. Females were told they couldn't vote before. Females were told they couldn't work at all and they had to stay home. So I don't know what it feels like to be treated differently because of my gender or the color of my skin. I just want to be able to help, and I don't know what I can do necessarily for that. But I am going to look into how I can do something about it. And I guess I encourage you to do the same. Because as sixth graders, as young citizens, you can be the change. Yes, in Delano, we are majority white. I get that. But once you leave, hopefully you do leave, come back and visit and all that stuff, but you do need to leave and see what else is out there in the world. Things are going to be very different. So it's important that you understand white privilege and you understand being culturally competent. The change starts with you. The change starts with you, and it starts with all of us. So I need to look into what I can do to help this situation so that something like this never happens again. So maybe think about it. What can you do to make sure this never happens again?